Hi, good morning, and welcome to the Monday, March 23rd Master Pattern Report. Well, let's look at our prediction review for last week. Our big market day call of Tuesday, the 14th, was right on target. And as our shorting of the dollar with the Australian dollar also worked out very well and continues to work out well. We did get stopped out on our interest rate play as the Fed pulled the rugs out of interest rates, and consequently the dollar saw one of its greatest declines. However, the interest rates also got the hell kicked out of them, and we got stopped out. Made a decent profit, but we did get stopped out, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. The oil is continuing its upward move. It's penetrated the $51 level, so we think that the next level is $63 before we start seeing any resistance in that. You may want to check that out as a play. And also the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar are now in significant up moves, and we're playing that end strongly, and we'll continue for the next week or so. So that makes us 79 out of 80 to date. This week's calls. Market seems to be making its move here. Now, if the S&P breaks above the 804 level, look for it to make a move up to 819. So between 804 and 819 is our next level on the way up to. Well, we think as we said several times this year, it's going to look like between 10 and 11,000, and we think we're gathering steam towards that arena. Watch the interest rates. Although the Fed and the Treasury are trying to keep them down and get them down lower, the market itself seems to be building some resistance to this, and they get knocked down by the actions of the Treasury and Secretary, but they have their own mind. Remember that they are energies too, and they creep up. So they may run into some strong resistance here. But at some point, watch it. They may just explode on us as the world markets reverse themselves, and instead of making their currencies weaker, they may look to make their currencies stronger by virtue of raising interest rates and attracting in dollars or their own currencies. Okay. And by the way, this interest rate. Here's the energy play here. As oil goes up, the dollar is going down, and also you're going to see eventually the metals make a big move as oil gets up to a much higher level and the dollar drops to lower levels, and then you're going to see other currencies dropping down as well as oil starts to make a move and make them all weaker. Okay, so that whole dynamic is something that you have to play and watch very carefully, because it's going to mean a lot in your future very soon. All right, let's go to the socio-economic political news. What's going on with AIG and the rest of the banks? Well, this is a classic case of divide and conquer. All right, they're generating a class warfare. Look at all the money these guys are making. It's obscene. We're working hard and we're not making anywhere near as much. Okay, what's really going on here? Well, we're talking about $165 million versus over $100 billion that AIG gave to the banks, and they were not all American banks. Societe Generale, Deutsche Bank. I mean, of course, Goldman Sachs got their $13 billion, and Merrill Lynch got their $6 billion. So these were like payoffs for these people that got caught up in the AIG failure, and we're paying for this. Okay, so who are the culprits? The banks, the executives, the government? No, you know who the bad guys are? You, you. And you know, in my books, I constantly talk about the 4 great restrictions: fear, ego, ignorance, and self-deception. So let me read you a little something about what goes on when we adapt those dynamics, okay? It's very simple. When you let your ego get in the way, your well-being is exposed. When you become self-deceptive, your future is exposed. When you let your ignorance take control, I'm trying to read my notes here. Wait a second. Your wallet is exposed, okay? However, when you let fear take hold, your head goes in the ground and your ass is exposed, okay? So the culprits here, again, are the people, right? They're the sheep, they're the people that are led, the people who don't take action, who need to take action, because these people will not respond to anything else except for the Boston Tea Party Part 2. Which incidentally, if you get online and go under tea parties, you'll see that this is happening all over. It's becoming a phenomenon. And it's becoming a social phenomenon as well as an economic one. There are tea parties being held all over the country at many different times. Look at those websites and check them out. People are gathering together to see what they can do to forego this disaster that's being set upon us by a bunch of immoral, ignorant asses who you have elected and put in office and continue to feed. So we play the ego game. I'm a conservative. I'm a limousine liberal, and that's very cushy in my culture. Okay. Well, you know, that might be good for your ego and for your appearance, but it's very, very dangerous for your future. You better get these people out of there, and you better tell the people that you're going to go in there, you're not special, okay? We are. Do what we tell you, or in 2 years, we're going to throw you out on your ass, okay? And stop this, because we are not going to... Is this market going to go up like I said? Yes, it's going to go up. And I still believe it's going to be up around 10,000 or 11,000. But, folks, it's going to be back down to 4,000, 4,500. And oil is going to be up to $180 a barrel, okay? And there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And there's going to be people that won't know what to do, people who will not be able to sell anything, okay? So... a word to the wise is sufficient. Or is it? I don't know. I'm not sure. We got 2 big moving days coming up this week, Thursday and Friday. Watch for big moves. We think they will be. We think they'll be on the upswing. That's March 26th and March 27th. We do like what they're trying to do with these toxic assets. There's still problems with them. The big question is, who are the private parties who are going to partner with the government? And why is it that the smaller guys, the guys with only $5, $6, or $10 million, are going to be left out in the cold here? And what is the price that these toxic assets are going to be bought at? So, look, this is Dr. Bob trying to help out here. And I think that we have a very important announcement on the next life. Your next life coming up very soon. Stay tuned.